Well, the YouTube tip site here. Sorry, the phone might be tipped up the wrong way, sideways. I ain't got it sideways, so have to record it like this. But the latest on the Jonbenete Ramsey. Sunday, she would have been 33 years old. That would have been a, nice thing, pleasant thing to see if she would have made it. Say so as a, model or made a good life for herself. Beauty pageants, whatnot. And, of course, we wouldn't be stuck with, ridiculous shows like Ugly Honey Boo Boo. But, in all seriousness, this would have been something that would have been just a great thing to see someone accomplish. These kids are put into these lifestyles at a young age. Some just don't get it. Some get it and then they make it. But some do crumble and fall apart. Or some will just become, very successful. This poor girl would have never known nor done any of that. Of course, she was taken too soon. Now, in all of the hopes and greatness of, and, the beautifulness of genealogy, I'm hoping this damn science will find this case a place for justice. I am still on board with the mother, which I can honestly say was jealous of Jonbenete for whatever reasons, which I think may be the fact because Jonbenete's mother was in beauty pageants, and who knows if she had accomplished what Jonbenete had accomplished. It says in this article, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will go to one point of it, and that will be what Jonbenete's father had said, as you can read anyways, regrets allowing her to take part in beauty pageants. If these idiot morons, and I hope Jonbenete's father hears this video, and that's right, I called you a moron. And why? Because anybody that finds any person, daughter, uncle, mother, brothers, cousins, sisters, whatever the case may be, family member, murdered in a basement of their home, and then all of a sudden let a crowd of people just walk right on and ruin the crime scene investigation. And that's exactly why this case is not being solved, because everybody did something like a moron and ruined evidence. That's right. If anything out of this case that I could say more or less that was done by complete morons is this family letting in people for whatever reason. You would think you would take your time to mourn. You would take your time to let the officers do their job and hey, come on in, like nothing wasn't really a big deal and happening and going on. No. Just let everybody walk on in. Man, if I was a head detective on that case, boy, I'd be chewing people out. People would be losing their jobs, let alone being arrested for tampering or damaging criminal evidence. But actually, I don't have to go on to nothing. Everybody knows this case. If you haven't, look it up. But the only thing this guy regrets is allowing his daughter to participate in these beauty pageants, which I think is just an excuse You know, there's been a lot of women that have made it in the old, pageant, world and have lived to tell about it. This one, I swear, there has to be some damn connection between JonBenete and her mother. And right, you, Mr. Benet, or Ramsey, or whatever the hell your name is, I don't give a shit. You're an idiot. You let this go down, and you have to live with this in your guilt. But then again, people like you that don't care and live a lie like you do. And like I said, hey, if I'm proven wrong, then I'll show you 100 grand. If I'm wrong about this and I keep going that way towards Mrs. Ramsey being a jealous mother, who knows, maybe the award JonBenete ran up to her daddy and said, "Daddy, look what I won for you." And that's in this article as I read. As I quote, she ran right up to her. Instead of running to her mother, maybe that ticked her mother off. She's the one doing the pageant. JonBenete's father, in the last pageant she ever had just before she was killed, he was late and he missed it. He only showed up to them things when he could. And right, this last one, and she won it for her daddy. She ran up to her daddy and gave the medal to her daddy. And all along, what is her mother thinking about this? The jealousness. That could be the rage that could be going on in that woman's head. And she's standing there. I was the beauty queen. I was the one that got her into this. And she's giving that award to her father. I could see it. I could see it. I would show you 100 grand to reluctantly put money down on that this woman murdered her daughter out of pure jealousy. And regretting the day this kid went in the pageants, as a father, I would have never regretted it. The kid loved to do this. He even said it. It even says it. She was all into it. Hey, girls will be girls. And if they're good at something, you don't take it away, and you sure in the hell don't regret it. But this poor girl, right, would have been 33 years old. And who knows what she would have accomplished so far in life. She was winning awards as a kid. Probably still doing that to this day. But we'll never know. Sad, sad story. And I hope the goddamn forsaken of all creations in this genealogy, DNA testing, I hope they get that on there and prove the facts of who really did this murder. I don't care what that, I caught a lot of criminals and that last detective that did a lot of cases. I think this one stumped him, and that's right. That's why he retired or died, whatever he did. He didn't solve this case. He didn't talk about someone did it. Yeah, of course he's going to think that someone did it because the DNA testing was damaged. And who knows? Maybe the mother rubbed in a lot of stuff in that. Cleaning supplies. Damaged that stuff. You never know. You never know. You can't disclose Mrs. Ramsey as being the killer, and I'll stick to it to the day I die. I think that woman was jealous, and she put this girl away, because that's right. Daddy, I won you a medal. What about Mommy? Okay. Yeah, okay. Ha. I'll tell you, folks. I tell you, I ain't having none of this. I don't care. This detective was the best in the world. Mrs. Ramsey, I believe, is the killer. She got frustrated, she got pissed, and she got jealous. But I just wanted to share that. Hopefully we'll get an answer for this, folks. DNA genealogy is the new thing. And it's solving a lot of cases. But guess what? So far hasn't solved this one. So hope they use it. And so far, it ain't solved the Delphi murders. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. We'll see. I'm waiting for that day, boy. For DNA to be tested. In this case, in the Delphi case. Will it be a match? We'll see, folks. Only time can tell. The only thing happening in here is that somebody is hiding something. That's right. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Be safe, people. Out.